Hey everybody, Arnold Volker here live at Next Innovations. We'll give everybody just a little bit to get on. I'm still getting set up as usual. Hey everybody, Arnold Volker here live. Yay, we have sound. What is your official title? Sound audio? Sound and audio?
Is it AV?
Yeah, audio visual.
Your AV backup?
AV backup. Okay, well, we will get started here. Switch times, we seem to be doing always better later in the afternoon, so we thought we'd switch back to that 3 o'clock. If there's certain times, hi Jerry, hi Evelyn, if there's certain times that you would prefer, but we've been doing Wednesdays, now we're switching to 3 o'clock Central, so your feedback is always appreciated. Today, we have an exciting new product. It's basically a 6x8 blank that it's got an easel style back that you can put it up on your desk, or it's also got our standard bracket that could be folded over. Here's a beautiful example by a peculiar painter who's an artist up here in Walker. Ships flat. We'll press a few, show you how these work. These are blanks on our website now. It's a brand new thing. Corey just put it up, I believe, today.
Yep,
they are up. And we'll show you how simple it is. We'll show you a few ideas of things that you can do. So that's something. And it's all about how do you turn this. So for some of you, it might be a hobby. For some of you, it might be, a second income or even a first income. So how do you continue to attract new business? So the first thing we're going to start off is just the standard things. We have a Geonite 20S press, which presses a 16 by 20. We have a Nomax half-inch pad, which you definitely need for our brackets and things like that. And then we just put down standard craft paper. And we are going to press a few examples. And so here's one of our employees' kids. We'll press that. Here's my shout out to my mother, who is soon to be 91. And then we have a storage business now. So if those of you that are in the Walker area, you can stop and see that. So this is intended to be a vertical or horizontal blank. So it's one blank and the bracket will go either way. So as usual, the first thing we do is we put down our artwork. So our pre-printed art. And then on these blanks, you want to make sure that the bracket and the easel, we'll call it that, is pointing the correct direction. You don't want your people standing on their head. And then we're doing a couple horizontal examples. And I always like to try to squeeze as much stuff as I can on there. So we're going to put these on. And typically you just don't want metal over metal, but you can have paper over paper is fine. And you always want to make sure you have enough bleed And I can't complain. Corey's got lots of hats, so the one of my mother has no bleed.
Uh-oh.
So we will do our best just to sneak it on here. But typically, I think you want to have roughly a 1/4 inch bleed, and it's okay for us to make mistakes here because that's what this is about. And then, like I said, you want to make sure the part is not hanging off the press because that's something that I'm kind of infamous for. 385 degrees, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So we will start that. But very nice. Show you here. Basically, the part will sit, and then you just bend this easel out, and it just kind of sits there. 6x8. We are looking for ideas for one size larger. So if anybody in this group has any requests maybe for a proportionate size that's slightly bigger, that would be appreciated. Thank you, Corey. You already, looks like you posted it out there, so that's good. And then it's a good reminder, they are in 3-packs. So we are trying to make things as affordable as possible, the pack sizes as good as possible so you can try these new things. So that's something that we're always trying to do to get you to try new things, is keeping the pack sizes down, because we realize a lot of you are hobbyists and we want you to try things. While those are pressing, here's a USA shape that we sell a lot of, but not a lot to this crowd. So we're gonna press a few of these next, just to give you some ideas. These could be screwed on a wall, directional signs, lots of different things. You could do something two-sided, depending on how you hung it. Two-sided might not work. We're going to do some leaves. We do have some wind spinners. Another thing I wanted to mention is always check out our clearance section. We do have, and these you'd have to phone in for, but we do have some wind spinners where the center is cut out. And if you remember our gazing balls, so these hummingbirds would go in the center. So we do have things like that. Otherwise, these little guys we ended up with on an acquisition. And so kind of cool, wings go. And so those are on the clearance section. We had those fairly priced. There is a little hole on the bottom. And so you guys that are crafty, you might find some great opportunities to make money with those. Kind of a cute little thing. Paper. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to check out our paper. We have 4 different sizes. Evelyn, I'm not sure what that means. I saw a message that you said check my inbox, but couldn't figure it out. I don't know what that means, so maybe just email me personally, unless you're referring to some kind of marketing thing maybe that went out, but there might have been some email blasts that might have referred to some things. Hi, Beth. I don't want to say hi to Corey because he's only 10 feet away. Hey, Corey. Just reading through who's in the group. The buzzer just went off, so we'll I should grab some hooks, but I'm going to pull these off the press. 385 degrees. First thing we're going to do is take the paper, craft paper off, set that aside, and then as quick as possible, you're going to want to flip these over. Got to be careful when you flip them over, just so you don't get what's called kind of ghosting, because it's still cooling. Okay. yeah, this is an exciting new blank for us, so we definitely want to get your feedback. I'm going to start up another round of things to press, and then I'm going to show you how those turned out. So we're going to lay the paper down first. Teresa's on vacation today, or for a couple weeks, so if you hear Corey in the background, hear the phone ringing or the doorbell ringing, that's us, like most small businesses managing multiple tasks. So we put the paper down, then the part, and then we're going to put our craft paper down again. And then we're going to get these started. 385 degrees, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And then there's a pressure knob here, so we have some pressure that we're monitoring. So here, you've heard a lot of times, you've heard me talk about our report card. So if you look at this paper, there's really no ink left on it. And that's what you want to see. You want to see the ink basically gone. You see just a residue left of the ink, except for like where my thumb is, you'll see more ink, and that's where the part was not. In case of my mom's, you can see the image went right to the edge. So we'll see how we did on that one. So I'll show you this one. Of course, I'll put my gloves back on.
What windscreen did you just show? That you said might be on clearance.
Well, these are on clearance. The hummingbirds are on clearance. Yeah, I was talking. Yeah, but we do have a new blank that they would go in, but those not on clearance. Just the hummingbirds on clearance.
Just the hummingbirds.
Yeah, sorry about that, but yeah, just this hummingbird is what's on clearance. Could we make the USA plaque in a dry erase plaque? They already actually are. So the powder coating, if you use dry erase, they do work for that. So they are already, Jerry. And then here's the one of Vicky's kids that we just pressed, grandkids, I should say. And then we'll set this up. And then the bracket on the top would bend right around the circle. So normally, if you want to hang it on the wall, you could bend that bracket right around. So here it's kind of set up for a wall. And then same situation. So here's our new storage building that we put up. Corey added the date on there for me. So there's lots of things graphically you can do with the date that it was put up. So it's just a nice little memory of that. And this one is horizontal. And you just bend the bracket back, and it's catching on the wingspan. Okay, and we'll show you the last one here. Maybe hold on just a second.
Yeah, do you have a phone number?
Hey there, do you need a receipt?
Yep.
Okay, you give me a minute. I'll have somebody come off. Sure. Okay, today we're wearing lots of hats, but so here's my mom. We didn't really have any bleed, but we got it to work. So if you look closely, the image went right to the edge. So again, that's a horizontal one. Definitely appreciate your feedback on these. So there's some different ideas for you on those. We'll take these off.
All right. All right, thanks. Bye.
Sorry, Corey, there's, not only did I create you a headache, there's a person up front. Okay. I'm gonna let these sit off to the side. I think another blank that gets overlooked a lot is our horse blank. And again, we're going to lay the paper down first. And it's interesting, like on our fish and lots of things that we do, it seems like people want the animals or whatever sometimes facing two different directions. Our parts are painted on both sides. And so you would just have to invert your print so that it would be facing to the left instead of the right. So let's say you wanted two horses running towards each other. Pheasants, it's kind of popular with pheasants. A lot of people request that with birds or fish swimming different directions. We're going to put the paper back on and then run the press again. Okay. And let's take a look at how we did. First thing is kind of, again, that's what you should always look at is the report card for the paper. You can see there's some ink where the part was not, but otherwise, you know, that's the first thing you're going to want to look at. I always love the vibrancy. Corey, is that probably a good way to say it? Jerry was asking about dry erase. I mean, we've used them in the plant, you know, for dry erase. As long as
Works best is the high gloss.
the high gloss is the best, but these aren't high gloss.
No.
But they still
They'll work.
They work.
Kind of smear a little bit.
You just don't want to leave them on there super long. And it still comes off. You have to use an acetone, but so here's these will have screw holes. There's definitely it's nice to have different shapes. We had a really cool shape there that seems to fit lots of different images. You could have just family photos and things on the USA shape. Images of your trips we've done. Thank you. New piece would be nice for realtor gifts. Yeah, that would be great. You could do a picture of the realtor or the person with their new home and the date. So that's a good idea, kind of like we did here. It'd be really easy to add some new text. And then like they're 3-packs, so they're not like you got to buy a ton of them. Another one that we're contemplating rolling out is I haven't mentioned this to Corey yet because I don't think it's in there as a blank. Is that HD curve that we're doing some for desks? You would just set it flat. We would have to figure out the bending. So it'd have to be a bending tool. So let me know in the comments, or even I'll put my email in here if you have any interest in these. But they would also just sit flat.
I'm not seeing any comments, so I don't know.
Most of the comments are coming from Facebook.
I see nothing.
Well, I think because I posted it also on Next.
Is it on the next one?
Well, I'm not sure where Jerry, Evelyn. So if you're not seeing any, that's an interesting question. I'm going to put my email in here for those of you that do not have it. If you have an interest, and we also do custom things. We're always looking for feedback. Okay.
Yep, that's where all my
Is on Next.
is on Facebook. Yeah, next Facebook.
The curved one that you showed, what's the size? Corey, can you measure that for me? It's 1 inch on each. The bracket would, or how we bend it would have to be, we'd have to figure that out. Okay,
It's
so
roughly 4.5 by 12.
it's roughly 4.5 by 12 inches. We're doing some right now for a local township for their meetings, so their name plaques that would sit in front of them before their meeting. So I mean, there's again lots of different things that you could do with that HD curved. It's the same ratio as our 48 by 19. It's just shrunk down to a smaller size. I'm gonna do some leaves here next. We haven't done, I don't think we've done leaves in a little bit. And again, it's always an exercise for me to try to see how many I can fit on here. So we're gonna put the print down first. Then we're gonna put the part on top of it. And easily, you could probably fit 6 on here, but just for simplicity's sake and timing, I'm just gonna do 4. But with the price of electricity and the price of everything nowadays, I think the more, even if you put a few more items on there and you run your press a little bit less, it all helps your business cash flow. All right, and again, medium pressure, 385 degrees, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And here's a horse we just did. These we have in 2 sizes, but the larger size does not fit the press. So I think on a standard press, 16 by 20, I think, I don't even know if we have cottage blanks, larger horses out there.
No, they're too big.
They're too big. But if you do have interest in a larger size of these, definitely let us know. That you might just have to phone in. Dawson, any words of wisdom to say to the crowd? Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. No, it's not Thursday. Ha, tricked them. Yeah, I might have screwed myself. I won't get them to work Saturday. Here's another spinner that we're going to do next is just the hummingbird in the center. It's kind of a cute one, small, 2-sided part. We'll talk about that for a second. If it is a 2-sided part, definitely put your alignment marks on there. Hey, Dawson.
Yeah.
Good time to do me a favor.
Yeah.
Can you go on back and get that wind spinner that Vicky glued the hummingbird in the middle?
Yeah.
And maybe a painted one with it. Painted. She's got some that are painted with nothing in the middle.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. It's all right, Corey. I'm hopefully, well, we'll see if people are interested. If it's something you're interested in, I think we maybe had a couple people that asked about them,
For what?
the curved. What would you guys rather see? Larger packs with better pricing, or smaller packs so you can try the item? Thank you, Jerry. Yeah, you caught that it was Wednesday. Wish I got more of the cougar paw prints when you had them. We definitely, Evelyn, can cut them. So just shoot me an email and then how many you want. Minimum probably would be, they wouldn't be on clearance. So it'd just be a normal price. But you know, anything that you still want, it would be a minimum of 6. Thank you, Jerry, for your feedback. Hi, Connie. Yeah, so it looks like kind of the consensus, Corey, is what we're doing. Try to go with the smaller packs. All right. You know, Corey, I think we just figured out why we have a small audience before, because we weren't posting it on Next. Thank you. Yep, perfect.
We're trying to make it less confusing and more confusing.
We simplified the process. That is kind of funny. Okay, take the paper off. We're gonna flip our leaves over. I need to get myself some new gloves.
I'm on Facebook Live at the moment.
There's our report cards. I'll just kind of show you these. You know, so you always want to be checking. If you see a lot of ink left, it's either pressure, usually it's pressure, or it could be time.
No.
So I'm going to lay these off to the side.
No.
And then I'm going to, since spring is coming, we're going to do, I think I have a garden stake here.
Nope.
Actually, I have two butterflies. One's a garden stake and one is not. So I'm going to lay the print down first. And we'll lay this butterfly in. Sometimes on our butterflies, the wings get bent a little bit. The antenna, I should say. And you just want to make sure that the antenna line up with the print. The other thing, this is interesting. So the other thing, what I'm running into here is make sure that the print is printed the right size. So this one here in the garden stake, we're going to skip for now. You can see it doesn't fit. So there's something that we have wrong on our sizing on that one. And so always when you lay it on there, just always make sure that your part fits the print of paper. And that one almost looked like it was on the end of a roll or something. Okay. How many people have tried our paper? I didn't bring any rolls up here, but our actual sheet stock. If you haven't, please give our paper a try. We have it some really good prices. It's Cold and Hove. It's the same paper that we use. Does the Hummingbird come with the spinner? The Hummingbird right now is on clearance. So just to be really clear with this is what you can buy on clearance. So comes in, I'm not sure what size pack. Here is an example of what you could do with it, but you would have to buy the spinners at regular price. So that's an unpainted one with the Hummingbird in the middle. So the point is take advantage of the clearance items. This is what it would look like. If there's an interest in these, let me know in an email and I can get you pricings. So the Hummingbird fits in the center. Okay. Hopefully I didn't create too much confusion there, but so that's a gazing ball blank that we used to have.
We want to know what size that is. That's another 6 inch, right?
That's a 6-inch wind spinner. We refer it to as our small gazing ball. We have not done much for dye sublimation on these, but it's not that you could not. So here, Corey, I'm not even sure why we have a white one, but we do have a white one. So that is.
I did get that question earlier. Can you dye sublimate out? And I said, well, it's possible.
Yeah.
I don't know how they were made. I haven't really seen one yet.
Well, we've been just painting them colors, but this one we did a white, which you could dye sub. So, but take advantage of these. A lot of you guys are really creative. So, I mean, it could go in lots of things. You don't necessarily have to use it in our product, but you could use it in anything. Great value on those. We got lots of them. They came with an acquisition that we did. Okay, let's take a look at how our leaves turned out. So here's a pretty cool. So it could just be a picture. Could even be, you know, I like what you said earlier about realtor gifts. Could be a realtor gift, where it's just, let's say they had a nice tree in their yard. It could be them standing in front of the tree, fall colors or something. But there's lots of things that you could do with these besides just a photograph. It could be a promotional item. Could be a leaf cleanup business, has their logo on it. Here's the last one. I kind of like this one. It's got just a bear leaves, and then the leaf could be turned either way, so there's no right or wrong. There are brackets on lots of our products. This bracket we're going to show you just bends into a 90, and then right into a U or a C, and then when you hang it, it's off the wall. Gives it that kind of a 3D look. Okay, let's see how we did. Take a look at our report card. Oops. So you can see it's really that simple. It's all about just having the right time, right temperature. And since we are a wind spinner company, I think I would be neglect in not doing a couple wind spinners. So let's see what Vicki gave me here. I have this new USA shape blank, which is really cool. Corey's favorite angry eagle. I think we call it what, Corey? The face of freedom?
Yep.
Sometimes on these parts, you know, when you're looking at a two-sided part, you just got to slow down a smidgen and make sure that you have the hummingbird, for example, facing the right direction, or in this case, the USA shape. And then we also have a butterfly. I'm going to sneak in here. Butterfly is a little bit more forgiving, but if you, again, I have been known to get in a hurry. If you get in a hurry and you have the part flipped the wrong way, you basically lost the part because it doesn't line up. And again, when you have multiple parts, just make sure you're not hanging off the edge. Make sure that you have everything kind of aligned. Make sure you put your paper back on the top. I'm going to press one last thing. We haven't really talked about it much today, but the difference between a white blank and a clear blank. If you have not tried to clear for years and years and years, I mean, that was our number one product, was the clear and the grind. And we've introduced white. I would say in this crowd, we sell more white, but your customers are going to appreciate the grind more, but you have to have the right thing on it. And I don't know, Corey, if you saw that question about the 3-pack on the USA shapes. But yeah, so keep that in mind. Usually we have pretty good descriptions. It'll say if it's clear or white. But if you haven't tried to clear, definitely check those out. You see the translucence of the metal, and it's just, again, it's a different customer. We all have our personal preferences, but majority of the time when we have two products out here and it's something more artsy, probably 80% of the time people pick grind. And now that we're selling blanks, we're selling more white, but I'd say it's about 50-50 for us right now. Brackets on the backs of these. Majority of our products have brackets on the back. We have some screw holes. And then we have this eagle version. Again, you can do lots of different images on a shape. Most people recognize the shape. I'm going to show you another, just a version. We'll maybe end by pressing one last thing. We're going to press this particular grind. Willie, if you haven't seen our YouTube videos, we got some really cool grind videos. I'm going to press that last one. Will you be at the Sublimation Summit? No, we're not going to make it here. It's been canceled a few times in the past. I think Cheryl puts on a nice event, but we will not be at it. Let's see. Any other questions I might have missed on there, Corey?
I'm trying to net them.
Okay. Evelyn, are you going to make it to the summit? That's coming up, isn't it? I know, isn't that pretty, the grind? So depending on the art, I mean, it basically moves in a sense when you walk by it. And that is the size of the press.
You want to show them one in person?
What's that?
And take that one out and show that in person?
Yeah, I'm going to press one next. I'm going to press the, what do you call it, the popular. Oh, what's the tree one? I can't even think of it. Huh?
Audible?
No,
Oh, the Tree Life?
yeah, Tree of Life.
Teal or
Teal. Sometimes you'll get a little bit of a sticking. Here's a great example where you can see there's ink outside of the USA shape, but you'll see all the other ink is gone. All right, we're going to test Arnold's skills today and seeing if he can get this to fit. All right, so it's a 16-inch press. We have a nice arrow aligning on the allotiver file, so that usually tells you it's a top. If there is a bracket, that's where you put the bracket. That's something we should think about on the template for the wall plaques. And then usually you want to have your bleed centered, and you want in this case, the 16 by 20 press, it's right to the edge. And if you kind of align it just perfect, it usually fits on there just nice. All right. So here I'll start with the butterfly. This is interesting, a little bit different. We paint the center white and the rings clear on this butterfly. And so you can see the white's a little more vibrant in the middle, and then so it's a two-tone. And we do have this available in our 8-inch, also just our regular blanks. But that butterfly really pops.
So that's a two-tone one, right?
That's a two-tone one.
Fan that out, and then when you spin it, then you can see that the light reflects off the rays.
Yeah, I wish I had a swivel. You have a swivel? And then here's the USA shape. Hot, kind of hot. Corey's got thick hands. Can you ban a light around?
If you can see that, but it kind of strobes.
It's mesmerizing.
Ooh,
So thank you, Corey. So yeah, you can see the in the right sunlight, if the sun was hitting this right, it would really pulse. So that's, you get that grind. The grind has a lot more flash to it. A couple other things in the clearance. If you haven't checked out the clearance, always check it out. We're always adding new things. I think, Corey, you have the ability to put things 50% off too, right? These are not 50% off, but we have been selling a lot of these lately. The trailer hitch receiver caps, keep those in mind. And then here's the blanks. Corey, would that be hard for you to put these 50% off?
no.
Okay, so we're gonna run a special on these, 50% off. Beautiful, and those you could put photographs on them, and there won't be any code. It's just they're on sale. Did you say that is a 10-inch you were holding? That was an 8-inch, yeah. This particular one, the USA one, is actually, it's an 11-inch. 11-inch kaleidoscope, we call it. Lots of different sizes. Here's one we pressed last time. This is a 10-inch here. 10-inch. 8-inch. But when I do it that way, it looks bigger. Okay. But yeah, take a look at it. We got lots of different sizes. All right, we're going to pull this and go to last press of the day. So if you have any questions, definitely reach out to us. We have texting on our website, or Wolfia Soft, I guess it's called. Here's how this turned out. See, all the ink came off. For those of you that haven't, and here it's all about lighting. And like Corey was talking about that flash, you can see that grind pattern on there. But this is one of our, Corey, what's the name of the one that I just said was 50% off? Artist blanks?
Artist blanks,
Yeah, those are artist blanks. Corey can maybe put the link in there, and then you can, yeah. So just come back and check it, but it's artist blanks. Let's see. I think that's about all I had for today. Kind of shout out to my mom, but definitely check these out if you haven't seen them. The brackets are in the back. These brackets will fold right around into a 90. So you could use it as a horizontal, a vertical, or you could hang it on the wall. Okay. So it's kind of a very, very nice piece that you can do lots of things with. I like to think it was Jerry's comment about, it could be awards. We're doing a lot of awards with these right now. It could be a realtor home welcome to your neighborhood type thing. And this is called, Corey, what's this one called?
It's the 6x8 desktop slash wall art.
Yeah. So 6x8 desktop.
I already put the.
And the link is up above in the comments. Okay. And then Corey just added those. So those are 50% off, those two different cottage blanks. And there's a, excuse me, so we're not confusing people.
That should get you there for the.
That will get you there for the 50% off. And those are horizontal. So that's why there's two.
We got horizontal, we got vertical, then we got a pack of both.
And there's packs of both. Okay. Definitely check these out. 3 packs for these. Would appreciate your feedback. Got the nice brackets on the back, so it's a very functional for a desk or for a wall. Give us some feedback. This is a 6x8. If you wanted a bigger size, what size would that be? You know, given your printer restrictions and things like that. Again, if you're ever up in the Walker neighborhood, check us out. Stop in here. We give tours. We paint a couple days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Always love to have people stopping in. We do have a store up front too, but we're in Walker, Minnesota, if you're ever up this way. Appreciate your business. Nothing else on the press. If you have ideas for future things you want us to press or things that you're struggling with, this is what these are for, is to show you new products, show you things, how easy it is. But then even for us, sometimes things don't always work, like that one, the print didn't work. So you want to check things out. Hi, Beth. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Corey, anything last minute?
I'll get those prices changed in a minute.
All right, prices will be changed in a minute. So those are the links to get you there, but those couple things we talked about will be 50% off, and then check out the clearance as always. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.